Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back here with part 2 of things I'm grateful for. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it inspires you to think of things you're grateful for yourself. And as ever, I'd love to read your comments of things, in this case, like what you're grateful for. Answer a call, what you think of the video itself, or these videos just generally, what you think of them generally, and yeah, whether I'm improving or staying same or even getting worse or whatever, anything else in between. But yeah, so basically here is a list of some of the, or a continuation of the list of some of the things, some of the many things I am grateful for, and hope you enjoy it. So I'm grateful for number 11, being able to walk, talk, see, most importantly see, I suppose, walk, see, talk, listen to others, even though I don't have the greatest attention span, but being able to do those sorts of things. Um, Generally, I think I might cover that a little bit in part 1, but yeah, I'm grateful for those sorts of things, and I think they're things to be grateful for, as I say. Also, a chance to change perception of how you think, like when you're going through a bad spell, when you're going through a mood, or when you're going through negatives, a chance to change your life, and I think we have a chance to do that. I'm grateful for free will. As I mentioned in part 1, I do wish we had more freedoms, but I am grateful for whatever freedom we do have, especially in countries where we have more freedom, dare I say, than others. If I'm honest, even though I'm not that patriotic, but credit where it's due. But yeah, I'm grateful for free will and the ability to change change your life, turn your life around. Like if you're involved in crime, or you're unemployed, or you're underemployed, or you're not pleased with your job, I suppose it's not always easy, but we do have a chance to change it. Just like these videos really are a change in perspective. Like some people list all the things they're ungrateful for, and I sometimes do that. In fact, I do that probably as much as others, perhaps, and all too often. So I thought I'd make these videos to talk more about what I'm more grateful for. I do feel negative, and I feel bad when I share negative stuff on Facebook, especially, or even on YouTube, um, because I think I'm bringing other people down. So I suppose conversely, these sorts of lists are changing perception, changing my perspective. Sorry, that's probably a better way of putting it. And hopefully, helping others do the same. And like, if you're not happy with your results, then you need to change if you're not happy with your outcomes, you need to change what you're doing in your life, like your diet or things like. As a creature of habit, I do struggle to make changes, but I hope to learn to find ways to do more than I thought I could do, and change more than I thought I could change, basically, including in that. But yeah, also, as I say, like being in a country which doesn't have much natural disasters. Also, every day when there's not natural disasters, I mentioned on my Facebook, I think is a good day. Number 12, being able to be motivated and motivate others, things that motivate me and things that motivate others, and things that are positive in the world generally. As I say, whenever there's not a natural disaster, or whenever people are well or happy, or people are laughing, enjoying themselves, and that kind of thing. I think those are good things. I love to see other people be happy as well, um, and that makes me happy as well. So yeah, so I hope to share those positive vibes. And when people mentor and role model and teach and train others, so if anyone wants to mentor me as well, that'd be cool. Especially if you have experience of things like, even I'm not really interested in setting up my own business, or if I am, it's more of a business to help people in developing countries to be involved in entrepreneurship, sorry, enterprise and that kind of thing. But it would be a non-profit in my case. Like I would say, it would basically to help others. But if someone did mentor me and teach me, I could then help and pass on those skills to others. And if I learned about tech, I could help. Or if I learned about business, tech, or other areas, I could help people in developing countries, parts of Africa and Asia and Ireland. I suppose Ireland is not a developing country, but former colonies as well, and what I call the six generally, which I often mention. Number 13, even negatives and struggles have their positives. I hope you find light in your dogs of hours, and hope when at your worst. But even negative times help you appreciate the good times, especially when they come to an end and like the good times come along, you appreciate them even more. If life was good all the time, it would be a bit boring. So I think even negative things have some positive sometimes, or a lot of time, because they help you to appreciate positive things and whatnot. Um, and as I said before, I'm appreciative of tea, or thankful for tea. Um, Number 14, problem solving and other dyslexic strengths, and that kind of thing. Number 15, the 5 causes or goals I work on, and also, as I say, having good weather and the chance to change the world, hopefully for the better, and things like that. Work with others towards shared goals. Also, when I get peace and quiet, and that's another thing I am thankful for. Each time I get peace and quiet, for each time I get to work on projects and plans, each thing I get to work on, although I would love to achieve more, and each thing I do get to keep, and again get to do, and each thing I do have as well. Number 16, unfortunately, I do enjoy eating and drinking a lot of stuff that contains sugar in it. I was going to say a lot of sugar, but probably not sugar on its own. But although my mum would say I like to have sugar I like to have tea with my sugar or whatever. But yeah, having sugary stuff, unfortunately, I do sort of appreciate that a bit too much. But yeah, if I'm starting to drink more water and stuff like that, so I try to look after my health better. But yeah, I do appreciate having good health, but at the same time, I think it's a balance. Like sometimes having unhealthy stuff, but sometimes I would appreciate, I suppose, certain things being better, like having more freedoms and I would love to be able to eat or drink what I want and never get ill and still always be healthy, basically. Even though I have so much sugar and stuff like that, I'd still love to have good teeth and good health, better than I deserve, I suppose. Number 17. Successes from neurodiverse people with dyslexia, ADHD, autism, dyspraxia, and whatnot. I'd love to read more stories about that as well. If people do have any success stories from neurodiverse people, either from yourself or people you know, or famous people, like famous people with dyspraxia, or if you got dyspraxia yourself and you've achieved something, or again, autism, dyslexia, ADHD, or any condition like that, I'd love to see more stories as well of success from people with autism and especially dyspraxia. I know I've read quite a lot and heard quite a lot of people with dyslexia and ADHD who have done well, especially dyslexia. But I'd love to hear more from people from other neurodiverse backgrounds and people with disabilities who have done well, generally physical and mental disabilities as well. Also having an imagination, having ideas, any skills or talents that I do have, as small as they might be, each one I still am thankful for and appreciative of, and that kind of thing. Number 18, positive people who uplift and encourage. I think I did mention that in part 1, but yeah, people who inspire and motivate and encourage me and others, and people who do good for the world and all the positive things you see in the world and interesting things. Because I think the world, as sad as it can be sometimes, has many interesting things, including like animals and nature, and being able to travel. That's another thing, I suppose. Number 19, organisations and individuals and whatnot who work on supporting Indigenous Africans and Australasians in software development. And number 20, also in STEM. I'd still love to do more work on that and like work with organisations which help Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM. I'd love to have like a project which specifically works on helping and bringing together people who do help Indigenous Africans and Australasians in STEM. So that's another thing that I would appreciate more if it happened. But I appreciate every little thing that's done to work on those sorts of things to make the world a better place. And again, I may have mentioned this, I can't remember if I did, but I would love to read, I suppose I did put it in the Q&A, but in the live chat, but I would love to read any things that you're positive about, grateful for, appreciative of, and that kind of thing. And I am out. Peace and love.